Our next award is the Sally P. Savage Leadership in Philanthropy Award, which is presented in partnership with the Washington State Bar Foundation.
Greetings. I'm Tracy Flood, President of the Washington State Bar Foundation Board. Congratulations to Amanda DuBois for receiving the Sally P. Savage Leadership in Philanthropy Award. She exemplifies and embodies the spirit of the Sally P. Savage Award through her work with formerly incarcerated individuals and many other endeavors. The foundation supports WSBA programs that empower people, programs that ensure everyone has access to legal help, and that advances a diverse and inclusive profession. Thank you to everyone for their support. You are making a difference. Congratulations again, Amanda. You inspire us all.
Amanda DuBois is truly an inspiration. What Amanda brings to the world is her energy, her can-do attitude, her leadership. She started her own practice after being a nurse for many years.
I think of Amanda as a transformative philanthropist. Amanda sees a way she can not only help financially, but she does much more. She identifies practical ways to transform the system. First, she founded the Civil Survival Project.
The way that I got into the whole formerly incarcerated world is that I had written a series of books, and they were about basic legal rights and responsibilities. I ended up teaching this class about these books to a group of people that had been in prison. So I'm like, I'm just going to teach them how to be a good employee and how to rent an apartment and how to sign a lease, and it seemed very straightforward, and they were all taking notes and listening. And then there was a person who says, excuse me, the only problem is we can't get a job and we can't get a place to live because we're all felons. And then they started teaching me about what it was like to come out of prison, and the stories were heart-wrenching. They were completely set up to fail. I got this idea that we should teach people who had been in prison to organize themselves so that they would have a voice in our political system and making policies that would make their lives better.
She does have an active family law practice, and family law is emergency to emergency, and yet here she was, somebody whose background was not at all in criminal law, and saw this problem and decided she could actually make a difference and do something about it. It's pretty amazing, I think.
Finally, I decided that what I should do is put together a workshop. So we had 75 formerly incarcerated people. We work on teaching about civics and how a bill becomes a law and how to change laws and how to speak with legislators. Then we had everybody practice telling their stories. And then I had legislators come in at the end of the day. We would have the participants telling their stories. The first workshop we did was in Seattle. Then we started doing workshops all around the Puget Sound area, and everybody was tearing up and the legislators were tearing up. My hypothesis was working. It's like, if you heard these stories, you would want to help them. And then they started to, and then they built relationships. And ultimately, Tara Simmons, who's now the executive director of Civil Survival, just got elected to the legislature over in Kitsap.
Amanda, maybe she didn't know what the end goal was going to be or how it was going to unfold, but she certainly took one step after another to make sure that those people she wanted to help could actually get the opening they needed in the world to reach their own fulfillment, their own potential, and contribute to society.
People who went to the workshop got excited about it and they wanted to help. And I just figured, oh, we'll have all these great volunteers. But as it turns out, when you are in a demographic that has limited resources, you don't have the capacity to volunteer. You can't say, let's all drive down to Olympia. It became, well, who's going to pay for the gas? And what about if we're going to have lunch? And then they started explaining this to me, like, we would love to do this, but we need to somehow be paid. I'm super lucky and privileged because I happen to own a law firm and have resources. And I thought, well, okay, I'll pay. I made an LLC, and then I'm paying salaries to people. And that went on for a year or two. So then I thought, we'll make it into a nonprofit, and everybody who works here or in leadership needs to be formerly incarcerated. Tara graduated from law school, and then she became a lawyer all along that time she was running it. Then my job just became to mentor Tara, and then she hired other activists who have been formerly incarcerated, and now they are running the organization, and they're brilliant, and they're doing amazing work, and I'm just their cheerleader.
Amanda has helped to fix parts of the system in Washington that have historically brought so many people right back to prison. This doesn't just help the formerly incarcerated, it helps their children, and it helps all of our communities. Civil survival is not all. This year, Amanda created the Full Circle Scholarship at Seattle University Law School for a student whose life has been directly impacted by the criminal justice system. The third and most recent aspect of her philanthropy is Amanda has also written a great new medical legal mystery, The Complication, and she's donating the proceeds of her novel to civil survival and to other social justice reform organizations she supports.
Amanda, congratulations. You are an inspiration to me and to many of my colleagues and friends. And we hope we grow up to be like you and make an impact on this world.
I would like to thank all of my friends in the formerly incarcerated community. The big thanks goes to Tara Simmons and all of the people on her staff and all of my friends who have taught me so much about the trauma that they've survived in the system. There are solutions, and I think if we could get out of our own ways, we could fix things.